God, this one smells even worse. This really does smell bad now. Microphone. Oh no. In the juice. Can you still hear me? Are you moist? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Are you okay, little buddy? You okay? Alright, okay, I need to go get you cleaned up. Bear with me. Well, hello, you beautiful lot. Welcome to today's episode of PurpleVision. Now, I am actually on the old Corby to Calfic mineral railway line, as you can tell. And over the last week, I've been here about 3-4 times. Yesterday I came by with the legendary Jamie Brady, and we went all around Corby looking for bits. Now, we have this pool of water, and just at the top is I think it's logistics, and it's actually on the old quarry, an old ironstone quarry, which used to feed the furnaces of Corby. Now, if you know about Corby and the furnaces and the problem they've had here, there's been limb deformities and birth defects and stillborns, and it's horrific here what has actually happened. So it's been a mismanagement between the old council and the construction companies, and basically everything that was actually quite toxic just got spread about, and they tried to hide it in brown packets, is my speculation. But yeah, it's quite horrific. Anyway, I'm now looking at this, and I really need to show you. So it's enough exploring and working out a video. I've had my second opinions on the land, but me and Jamie found this yesterday, and it's very important that I show you and get it reported. So I've come back out. Time's now 7:30 in the morning, and I've got work with Abbott's Removals at 11:45. So I've got enough time to get down here and have a look. But most of these rocks down here, look, this is all the byproduct of the waste material. So it can be called a byproduct because it's inert. There's nothing wrong with that. But my problem is a little bit further along, there's been some landslides that have revealed some of this byproduct, but it's got pig iron and other bits in it, so therefore it wouldn't be classed as a byproduct, be classed as industrial waste, which is a completely different ball game. So that's what me and Jamie were looking at. But I mean, yeah, we were looking at this, and it's a bit of a strange colour down there, but that is what is expected when all these leaves drop off the tree and biodegrade. They do give off that rich brown colour. It's very high nutritional. But we came round here and we wondered where the water was actually coming from, and should we just check it? And we did, and I didn't like what I found. You know, there's a lot more water flowing today, which is a really bad sign. It's a really bad sign. Okay, it's a bit further up. Yesterday, Jamie Brady and myself, we got caught in all that horrendous weather. It was pretty bad. Here it is. See all this orange leaf-shaped stuff, look. And that's actual oil. Here it is. Look at this. This is oils coming straight out. This is a lot more oily than yesterday. This is actually multicoloured here today. Wow. And this is coming out the ground. Now, normally I have found orange coming out the ground like that, like I've seen up in Findon. I think it's to do with the ironstone, but that is a lot slimier than what I normally see, and because I know what is up there, I'm very worried. Now, the thing is, if we looked at this, and I'm getting drenched with rain, so I'll make my way up to find Jamie. And this is quite important that I need to get out to you. Right. So up here, look, there's these two mounds up here I did notice. Show you these quick. Got these two. Until I can actually have a look inside, I think this is just overburden. So where you've had a quarry machine in, they have to take off the topsoil, and what they do is just stack it elsewhere. Like what you see at Urchester Country Park when it's all humped. That's how they stored it. So I think that's what that is. But further along, it looks a bit more than that. So anyway, here's the lake. It's absolutely stunning. But can you notice something? Do you notice something? What do you notice? What do you see, my blue-eyed son? Can't believe that. Everything this water has touched has literally gone. Look, all the trees. Now, that could be because there's no oxygen getting to the roots. And judging by the age of these trees, with Jamie's help on the speculation bit, we think this is just like a normal, a little bit in between like your spoil heaps, just a bit of water that could sit there. And then when they built this park, where this industrial estate, which is actually a cap on top of toxic waste, has then filled this up because the water can't run off there. So they've used this as a balancing pond, and then they've dammed it. They've put this massive dam in, which is fine, whatever. So that's where we were. You see the orange trail. Oh, look at all these deer prints. But that water there needs testing. And then Jamie noticed a little bit more just down here. Oh, sorry, I'm having to follow the steps me and Jamie did yesterday just so I can record this and show you exactly what's going on. Look at that, look. And it's literally coming out from under that rock and then bleeding down into there, which is exactly the same as what's going on there. So that could be toxic waste leaking. I don't know, I need to grab a bit of a sample of that. But the big problem isn't actually the toxic waste. It's a dam breach. That damn wall is breaching, which is going to lead to all this water, if it's toxic, going down and flooding down there. Now this is toxic water, I suspect, and if that goes down there, it's going to affect the new build on Stanion. Now Stanion, there's already been 6 reports since 2006 of problems with birthing over there. I have got the newspaper report that kind of explains all of that. I think it's from ITV, and it's quite insightful and quite shocking. So therefore I've come back out here. Now I did do a thing up at Rockingham Speedway, and then the next day there was a newspaper report that came out of a conversation between the Northamptonshire County Council and Environmental Health Agency. And it shocked me. I was there the day before because I seen a post from a councillor, and I thought, yeah, but I couldn't find that post again. Lord knows where it went, but I saw it. And on that, I went straight out there, and you can literally see a water spring springing up rubbish in the actual brook. Well, hello you beautiful lot, it's Purple. I'm at Gretton Brook Road where you got Rockingham Speedway, and yes, I'm still working on the Corby toxic town problem. And if you remember, about a year ago, I was brought out to the Gretton Brook Road by a councillor who was extremely concerned about stuff leaking from that place to here, and he's been in touch with the authorities. They've been in, changed culverts, they've done other bits, but I thought I needed to come and see it for myself, see what it's like, see if anything's progressed or if anything's been helped or done anything. And well, it's bad. Check this. So we've got flood signs because it's always flooding, and look at that. Right, so I came down, I've got Ryan with me, absolute legend. Thank you for bringing me out here, buddy. And you've got this here, but then there's all this cloud. So it's all coming down. I thought, well, where's that coming from? Because we haven't had rain today, not yet. So I thought I'd go and have a quick look and see if we could spot anything. Hi, Ryan. Another flood sign. And here, it's clear from there up, but then this was all getting muddy, and I thought, well, what's that? And then you can actually see there's ripples coming out of a little hole right there, and they're the same ripples that we find with water springs, like the ones I found in Wellingborough, like the Redwell Spring, visited by King Charles I and his Queen Henrietta, trying to get pregnant from the iron-rich water. But that is a problem. That is groundwater seeping up into the brook, and it's causing like a real muddy kind of bit there. So I thought, well, where's that coming from? And of course, if you remember in the video last year, when I came by here, I was shown a road where on one side of the road, the wildlife had completely perished, and on the other side was absolutely fine. So here we are, it's just there. Oh, you see all that water he's kicking up? That's water coming off the land underneath Rockingham Speedway. And after doing my research, I know what's under Rockingham Speedway. And did you know you can't use the Speedway because it's subsiding? Subsiding from what? What's underneath it? I'll let you work that out. But the agency came by, put in a new culvert because it was constantly getting flooded down here. I think I've actually got loads of icicles all along there that look a bit of a bad colour. But then you got this. And I'll tell you now, this absolutely reeks. It smells like that one spot where I had lunch in Scunthorpe. It's really bad. And all this is unalived. Look. I mean, look at the water here. Look. This is really, really bad. Really bad. And it's being ignored. Again. You know, I'm sure the agency came out here at the beginning of the year. They actually cleaned a few bits up. They put in new culverts. So why is this still happening? That's real strong. It's choking. Look, that's bad as well. Look at the. I don't like stepping on this. Look how dead it is. Look. Should have a mask, really, but you know, I lived on the Hemmingwell, which is built from the same bloody foundations as this stuff. It's terrible. Oh, I need to get out of here.
Minutes from a meeting between a parish council in Northamptonshire and the Environment Agency appear to suggest that contaminated material from an old steelworks could be leaking. Children in Corby were born with birth defects believed to have been caused by the way the factories were dismantled in the 1980s. Millions of tonnes of waste was moved to Dean Quarry, and the site was redeveloped as a speedway track, which has since closed. The Environment Agency says they and Northamptonshire Council are working to mitigate any potential risk. Kate Bradbrook reports.
It once claimed to be Europe's fastest racing circuit. Rockingham Motor Speedway opened in Corby in 2001, hosting big events including the British Touring Cars Championship. It was built on a former British steel site known as Dean Quarry, used to dispose of toxic waste when the steelworks were dismantled in the 80s and 90s. The race circuit closed in 2018, but there are fears contaminated water may now be leaking out.
The fact that it is leaking, and or we believe it's leaking, is again not surprising, because the integrity of this containment cell, as it developed through the 90s and was finally capped off in 96 or 97, was always put in some doubt.
The town is home to one of the UK's biggest environmental scandals. The mismanaged clean-up of Corby's old steelworks led to a High Court battle and a payout by the now defunct Corby Borough Council to families of children born with limb deformities due to toxic dust. Decades on, campaigners continue to push for answers.
To see a report that says that it could be contamination coming up out of the ground from the historical remediation, it's not surprising. It's now time, though, that the council and government started to listen to us and back us for a full public inquiry, because this has gone on 30 years. We now need it sorted and stopped once and for all.
The containment cell was covered at the end of the day by the Speedway. Now the Speedway acted as basically like you and I going out in the rain, put a hat on your head and the water doesn't get in onto your face. Take the hat off and then you start getting wet. Now the signs of that problem developing are the water leaking onto this road behind you in circumstances where there is no apparent cause of it.
Minutes from a meeting between Gretton Parish Council, the Environment Agency and MP Lee Barron from January last year appear to suggest that contaminated water is leaking from the Rockingham Speedway site. It suggests that groundwater levels have risen and are pushing up historic contamination in the ground, leaking onto the road. Rob Newby, who was at the meeting but has since stepped down from the parish council, says he's worried.
There's recognised that there's toxic waste on the site. There are ponds on the site. There are areas which are literally ponds of toxic waste, and they are not being monitored. And what goes on above them is not being monitored in any way, shape or form.
A contaminated land expert who gave evidence during the High Court case says it's causing concern.
If they are taking the lid off it, I've seen some photographs and it certainly looks as though that's the case, water, and we've had plenty of it just recently, and plenty of rain, will be going through the site, so that will be leaching downwards, going through the site, but there'll also be runoff off the surface as well, and it's got to go somewhere.
The Environment Agency say they're investigating reports of pollution, which they say can come from many sources, and have sent water samples for further testing. They say, we're working with Northamptonshire Council. This work is ongoing and we remain committed to mitigating any potential risk. Well, Northamptonshire Council have told us this afternoon that investigations carried out by independent consultants have identified that water entering the brook close to the Speedway was connected to a corroded pipe. They say that water quality monitoring carried out in February last year found elevated pH levels consistent with historic industrial land or construction materials. They say monitoring results did not identify heavy metals above the relevant environmental standards. And they say the Environment Agency visited again in May to locate the pipe. And if new evidence indicates that further investigation or remedial actions are needed, then these will be considered by the appropriate regulatory bodies. Corby's MP Lee Barron says he's awaiting an update from the Environment Agency and says Health Secretary Wes Streeting has been informed. Kate Bradbrook, BBC Look East in Corby.
And if you're interested in that story, you may also be interested in the podcast The Toxic Waste Scandal, which is available now on BBC Sounds.
I can't believe that. I mean, like I say, it could be nothing. It might not be harmful to anyone. We don't actually know that bit. But what is going to be bad is a dam breach. Someone tried to just run their bike through there, because that's stupid. No, that's not the breach. This is. I mean, that's a lot that's taken out of there. You need to come sort that. Whoever's in charge up here, you need to sort that. Oh, that's pretty horrific. Anyway, there's lots more to do along here. I'll just show you this bit like Chester Country Park, because this is spoil heaps. This is overburden, like this. And it is stagnant water. It's not very nice. And look at the brown colour in there. I mean, there is a bit of orange, but that's nutrient rich. That's all these leaves that have come off the pines that are biodegraded in there to give it real good stuff. So that's how water sits in spoil heaps, like that. But they've turned the spoil heap into a natural pond. That's pretty horrific, that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some drone for you in a minute. Just have a look from the air, see what this is like. So just for a minute, I'll give you a bit of music and we'll have a bit of drone footage. So you've seen that from the air, and I've noticed there's a few balancing ponds that are just on the other side of here, and they're going to be, you know, the whole idea of a attenuation basin or balancing pond is where they concrete over land, the rainwater needs to run somewhere. So instead of it running straight into somewhere else because they've put the concrete on, they build these balancing ponds so then the water can fill in them and then release back into nature gradually. Well, they're going to be releasing right here. And if that place is anything like Rockingham Speedway, water could be getting in and pushing stuff out. So therefore it warrants some samples being taken. So here I have my little, I forgot what this actually was. A decontamination kit from World War II. Oh, no, it's NATO, I think. And one decon packet, pre-wetted with hydroxyethane, phenol. It's for the war, so it's nice and contained. And inside I've got my little sample pots. Right, here we are then. This is me little pot. And inside got me fresh, clean and sterilised sample pots. These are brand new and I sterilised them this morning, so they're all good to go. I have numbered them all on the top, and this one will be number 3. And then of course I got my little spatula thingy. And this one here, they are soil samples. These aren't water samples. But now that I know there's more balancing ponds, I might grab a few of them strips and just run round these pools at a later date. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a load of horrible stuff from there, try and dry it out a little bit, and carefully, without touching anything, whack that in. Go on, sunshine. You see, it's so sticky. Get out. And that'll do that. Just whack that lid on there, like so. There's a soil sample. And there's enough in there for someone to take a few samples from, not just do one test. So, yeah, that's the first one. And the other one I want to try and get is that orange stuff down the bottom there, because that just don't look nice at all. But that was number 3 for me book. Let's go do another one. Oh, wow. Oh, damn. Wow, right. Now this is that orange stuff. I need to be really careful how I get any of this, because I really don't like it. I should have gloves, but you know, I just want to get a load of that. God, it's hard. Why is that hard? Can we get some of that bottom sediment? Look at that. Oh, come on, be careful. Don't want that to stick. Come on, give me some of this stuff. That's it. Get in there, mate. Oh my God. Now, I do understand that sometimes you do see this in ironstone ground, but the way this, I've never seen it as sludgy as this stuff, which is why I want to try and be as careful as I can and try and grab some of it. I mean, it wasn't this oily yesterday either, which is quite shocking. Oh, come on, don't get it. I don't trust that, it's going to get me hand. See, it's just being really careful with it. It's bloody horrible. And it stinks. Oh, heaven. Look, there's a load. That's coming out of a different spot there. Right. It's even got oil on the top. You know what, that's bloody rank. I really don't like that, but that is pot number 1. 1 for the most horrible, right? Oh, no, I need to go back up top. I need to wash me stick here, and then I want to go grab some from that one, that other little pool I showed you, and then the one from the bottom pool as well. I want to see what's that. So, yeah, keep going, get another one. But that is number 1. Damn, this is scary stuff. I don't want to put my hands anywhere near my mouth. I want to get straight to Tesco's at the end of here and bloody wash my hands. Ugh. Ugh. Right, here we are then. This is the first orange bit I showed you, and this smells worse than what that is up there. I've actually tried to breathe out through, in through me mouth and out through me nose, just because it's horrible. Right, so I'm going to do this one as number 2. Oh, I mean, that just looks real bad, man. I don't even know where to start. There's a glass bottle. If I can just scrape a load off of that, because that is bright orange, man. Oh, jeez. I need more of that. Get some of that bit. Oh, get out. That's stuff. Look at that. It's that around the bottle. That's all built up there. I want as much as that as I possibly can. Gotcha. Get in there, boy. That's it. Oh, that's bloody horrible. So that is pot number 2. Come on. In you go. Okay. Right, there's only one more left I want to grab, and that's from that bottom pool from somewhere. Now, I know there's a lot of car parts in there, but it still needs to complete the set. So there's one from the top pool, 2 from these side bit, 1 each from these side bits, and then 1 down the bottom there, which we're going to go get right now. Oh, let's go. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder, to be fair, because this is a body of water that I should really test. Same with the top one up the top. I don't think my little pots here, they're meant for earth. I don't think they're going to be substantial enough to hold water. So I think I'm going to have to come back down. I most certainly am, and I'll do the water tests, but it needs quite a lot up there. So I think what we've got here will do. So there's one more thing I really want to show you, and it's what I've actually been researching and bringing Jamie Brady and other people down here to get a second opinion on. So, oh God, damn it. Excuse me a minute, I've got to put my spatula away. Oh, spatty. Right. So, they're going to be now safe in my little pot. Lovely. Right. And put them in the side of my bag. They're not going in my bag. No way. Not on your giddy aunt. No way. Right. Okay. So, the one thing I've been looking at is that whole area up there was, I think it's Southwood Quarry. And it started getting depleted in the 1940s of ironstone, so they decided to extend the railway line onto Calfic. Now, Jamie Brady and myself, we have done a beautiful video walking along Calfic, this old railway line, and then I recently went back there after kind of researching all of this stuff, and me and Ryan kind of went to the very end of the line, and you see the old landfill site, which was pretty interesting. But this is an earlier quarry. This one's an earlier quarry. Now, it's been very strange looking at the land, and my big question was this land already built up and then completely flattened with extraction and then raised back up using this so-called byproduct known as ironstone slag? It's the byproduct left over when you're smelting a load of ironstone to get out all the impurities, and you get your steel. Anyway, so this ironstone waste is all over here. It's everywhere. All these melted rocks, look, which is fine. Like I said, that's a byproduct, and that's fine. But what isn't okay is when you find proper bits of pig iron in it. This is pig iron, listen. In fact, that is a massive chunk of... Oh no, it's been taken out. That's been heated, but there's still some iron left on there. They couldn't get all of it. So, I mean, look at the colours of this, look. Can we hold that up to the light? Come on, purple. And look at the colours in that. So, okay, a byproduct can be dumped and just used for roads, can even be broken down to be used as fertiliser on farms. But there's a fine line between being a byproduct and hazardous waste. This is a hot dump. Somehow, all of this stuff here is actually this byproduct slag, but it's got the metal in it. It never cooled down. It was dumped straight here, which means to me there would be a load of other stuff included in it. It's a very good point. So Croatia last year went through a high court case where a company got done because they were treating hazardous waste as a byproduct, because there's that fine line. Now this is hazardous waste because it's got the metal and it's got the other bits in it. I mean, look at this, look. So yeah, that's fine, but that is not. I mean, if I snap that, look at the colour. That's pure metal, which means there'll be other stuff included in it. Now that's this whole side here. That's this whole side. So I saw this with Jamie Brady when we first did our video, and I remembered, and I came down and had a look at it. Yeah, and it's I'm going to put my speculation on that this has been treated as a byproduct when it should have been treated as hazardous waste. Now obviously it hasn't really affected much, but you can see all the moss growing on here. Now one of moss's jobs is to biodegrade the land naturally, and same as ivy growing up a tree, it's there to bring it down when the tree's ready to end its life. So this is bad, but there's one more that's up here on the left, and you see all this. So I think this is original land. I think they've extracted from it, but they've put the overburden back on that. But further up, there are places that are extremely questionable. And the only way I know is where the land has decided to reveal itself. With all this water we've been having, it's actually created a landslide, which has revealed what's under the ground. So for my last one, I want to show you that. But whilst I make my way there, I came over here one day last week, and I also wanted to have a look at the old brickworks pits. So I kind of made my way through, and guess who was there? David Wilmot. Now, if you don't know who David Wilmot is, he's basically me, Mr. Wellingborough, but for Kettering. I mean, this guy is absolutely amazing. And you know what? We got stuck on a conversation for so long, I had to run for my bus to go pick the kids up. But yeah, he deserves a shout out. It deserves a bit of drone footage going in. So have a look at these brick ponds and come back and I'll show you that landslip. Here it is. This has been a recent landslide. I thought it was just the motorbikes going up. They have, but when you look closely, this is ironstone waste. The whole lot. This is a dump. Look at that. And it's just where the hillsides just crumbled away. But the most interesting thing is just here, we actually have ironstone. And then this stuff has been placed on top. That is pretty bad. Oh, where's that ladle one? Oh, yeah. No, this has come straight out of a crucible. Look at this. See that smooth spot on it? That would have had so much pressure sitting at the bottom of a crucible. Look, you can actually see the curve on her. Yep. Crazy. That's that. Now, the other day, when I went to go to the brick ponds, I actually walked all the way around this whole site and all the way along the railway line that goes towards the Geddington Road, I think it is. That's all, it's exactly the same as that. The whole way along you just see landslides with loads of bits like that. It's actually pretty scary. So I brought Jamie Brady along because I wanted to know, is this slag mountain? Is this a pure waste mountain? And we've come to the conclusion that a lot of these trees are nowhere near the age of what they should be when the quarry was started. So all these trees are new. It's all part of a plantation. Some of them are actually in lines. So we come to the conclusion there may be a slight possibility that the land was up and they dug it all out and then raised it back up with this waste. Now that is a theory, but it all adds on to the grand point that we need a public inquiry. I mean, I don't believe in fighting using the law that is the same law that's created all this rubbish. I don't, but we need a public inquiry. There's too many things going unnoticed and being ignored. I mean, the thing is, the Corby demolition site is still going on. The Galvey plant, where have they put all of that? It really annoys me. But I can't leave you on that kind of rubbish note, can I? I've got to leave you with this. And yesterday, Jamie Brady and myself played a game of Guess That Scrap, and I got it right. I'm with Jamie Brady, and we are on the Calflick Mineral Railway line. It's gone now. Anyway, so we've seen this thing before, this car. And
we always joke, don't we? Whenever we see a car, it's a Ford Mondeo.
Yeah, always.
And you said, no mate, it's a Ford Escort.
I did,
and
yes.
I was like, yeah, no, it's a Mondeo, whatever.
Yeah, anyway, so
then we found a part number.
Just here, look at that, look. Oh, so Jamie did his research.
And it is, part number is Ford Air for a
Ford Escort.
Ford Escort or Orion, it could be an Orion.
It was here, look.
Yeah,
It's here.
Yeah. So anywhere between 1986 to sort of 2000.
Oh, that's my birth year.
Yeah.
Oh my days, isn't that good?
It's
So
an air baffle plate.
So we can say that is an Escort. And I got one right.
It could be an Orion. I don't think it is.
I don't know.
No, it isn't. That's got a hatchback, so it's an Escort.
But that's epic, isn't it? I like that. Yes. Right. I wonder what else we're gonna find. Yeah. I got one right. So, on that glorious bombshell, a happy little note, I want to give a big shout out to all the Corby families that are actually fighting all of this. And if you want to know how I got involved in all of this, I hadn't even watched Toxic Town. I just heard the backlash of slating the beautiful Corby, so I decided to do a beautiful walk straight up to Gretton and show the world's end when you're standing on the edge of the Welham Valley, which I took Jamie to for the first time yesterday, with the snow horizontal. It's rather cold, but On my way back from that beautiful walk, I took 2 photos of the Gretton Brook. And I had a councillor get hold of me, and he decided to take me and Ryan round on a bit of a tour to explain a few bits. If there's anything out here that they want to see, I am the guy that gets out and gets it done. I want no credit. Don't want none of that. This is more than YouTube or any kind of fucking fame. This is something that's being ignored, and health implications are still popping up left, right and centre. I'll join the cause. I didn't join in with the Wellingborough car park thing because I'm needed when it's really needed. There weren't no planning application actually gone through on that. It was just the council selling off that bit of land. I'm there when that planning application goes through, and you need to stop it there and then. So do excuse me for my lack of bit on that, but this takes precedence. Anyway, on all of that, I hope you have a lovely day. I need to get myself off to Abbott's Removals. I better give them a shout out as well. Look, Abbott's Removals, if you need a 5-star team to look after you and cause as little stress as possible, and you can go to Abbott's Removals of Wellingborough. I better get myself to work, and I love you all lots. Council, please stop beating around the bush and do something. Do something. Stop just flogging it off because you don't want to spend the money, and you'd rather keep your fat cat oil companies bloody happy. Anyway, love you all lots. See you again. Get it reported, get it done. See you soon.